Hey, Hamster, can you record?
Yeah.
I mean, just to start off, I mean, I'm not gonna like fucking do the talking stick shit. You guys can like progress. If I feel like you guys are like being too spurry or the fuck, then I'll like let you guys take turns or the fuck.
Yeah.
So, all right.
What's your position?
So Yuta wins. That's just it.
Okay, what's your premise?
I mean, yeah, it's the same thing. Yuta just wins.
Your premise cannot be your position. Your premise is a reasoning as to why we should accept your position. So what is the reason as to why Yuta wins?
I mean, that depends, but I guess I'll give it more specific.
It does not depend. Analytically, it's the case.
More specific reasons. Okay. He has better scaling and then he out-haxes.
You can present the scaling first.
Okay.
And just for clarification, by out-hax, you mean... Hold on.
Yo, by the way, hold on. By the way, real quick, I don't have perms. Just let you know.
Okay.
I give him perms.
Let me give it to you.
But just for clarification, you mean qualitatively or quantitatively?
For the record, wait, for the record. Can I start out with my win con being cursed?
Yeah, but bro, censor, like, do you hear him, bro? His mic, like, is this shit bugs?
Is my mic lagging?
You might just
it's like a little staticky and like a little.
It doesn't matter. I can understand. Right, but yeah, when you say out-hax, are you saying qualitatively or quantitatively?
What do you mean by qualitative? Oh,
as in the quality of his hacks are superior to my character's hacks or whatever.
It would be a sense of both, to be honest.
So you're saying character has more hacks and he out hacks in terms of quality?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else you'd be thinking of, but yeah, we'll start with cursed speech. So I just think Yuta uses cursed speech, and unless presented, Maki doesn't have a counter.
I don't care about that less presented thing. That isn't an argument. So why does cursed speech work on Maki?
Cursed speech works on Maki because wait, what type of question is that? Like, why does cursed?
The question is why does cursed speech? Yeah, the question is why does cursed speech work on Maki? That's the question verbatim. What's the answer?
I mean,
hello.
Because I already explained that if there's no counter, then cursed speech.
I don't care if a lack of proposed evidence. That isn't an argument. So why does cursed speech work on Maki? Auden, answer the question, please.
Maki specifically?
Yes, Maki specifically. We understand there is some type of relevant distinction. So that why does it apply to her?
Okay, it would apply to Maki because the way cursed speech is described. Let me actually get this again.
I'll just defeat that right now. The way it's described is proposing variables. There aren't any variables that's saying it works on people with a lack of curse energy, or there's no variables. Basically explaining how it works.
Okay. I hope you know that. That's why I was saying unless there's anything proposed, I think it should be safe to assume that it would work on her.
Yeah, I don't care about normative assumptions. That's going to be argument for ignorance. So I don't understand why you brought that point up.
How is that going to be an argument from ignorance?
Because you're using a lack of evidence as prima facie justification for something. I don't care to accept the first impression of evidence. You literally are. You saying no? You're not. Stop cutting me off. You saying anyway. You saying
wait, chill.
Yeah, you saying that you're not is not an argument as to why you're not. Already explain how you are.
I'm explaining that's evidence from absence.
I don't care evidence from absence because your evidence of absence is using
data.
Nigga, he literally just stopped talking. What the fuck?
He didn't even finish.
Chill out. I didn't even finish.
I go on my back.
Okay, so essentially, I think you're misconstruing my whole thing wrong. So, what's it called? So the whole reason why I'm saying
you even know what you're saying, bro?
Yeah, I know what I'm saying. The whole reason why I'm saying that it's evidence from absence is because I'm not saying because there's a lack of evidence that what's it called? Your thing is inherently wrong or my position is more right. I just said that it's safe to assume that because of the lack of evidence and because of the basis I have of evidence that we should go with my assumption rather than your thing.
Yeah, that's the claim. So by definition, if you had evidence, why are you cutting me off?
Absence, not absence.
Wait, he wasn't
repeating the claim. He literally just repeated himself, Censor. Yes, he was.
But he wasn't. But he can.
Anyways, I don't care. That's fine. That's fine. Shut up. Let me get my argument. Anyways, yeah, you can think. Yeah. So as a response, you saying or making the claim that it's evidence of absence isn't an argument, or whatever your name is, Auden. So if it is going to be an assumption by definition, shut up. If it's going to be an assumption by definition, that means there's a lack of evidence. So you saying it's an assumption while you have evidence is oxymoronic. That makes no sense. So if it is the case that you have evidence, I want you to show it. And remember, evidence is not the same thing as adequate evidence. Why is your evidence adequate? Because you're just going to give some type of descriptor that does not propose variables that says it's limited or it's unlimited to people with a lack of curse energy. There's no evidence at all. And then once again, it would be an argument from ignorance. It doesn't state that, well, you're using a lack of evidence as a justifier for example, a positive conclusion. All it says is that you're drawing a conclusion from a lack of evidence, which you're doing right now. The conclusion being that we should normatively assume X. Why is it the case that we should normatively assume X based upon a lack of evidence on my side? That's hard as fuck.
Because I explained, right, that the way cursed speech is described is well, you already like kind of agreed to this. Cursed speech is just when a character in the series uses what's it called, the Inumaki clan's curse technique, and they scream into the microphone, and then they're able to disrupt the opponent's ears. That's why I'm saying it doesn't specifically.
Wait, whoa!
Make
I did not agree
to
that.
Where it only says. Well, I said how cursed speech is described, and that's what I
meant.
Yeah,
you said how cursed speech is described. That's not the same thing as me agreeing or proposing that it's described in such way.
Can I finish, bro?
No, my bad, I'm back.
I said that's how cursed speech was described, and then you said, "Oh yeah, I know how cursed speech is described." So you did acknowledge that, like that's why.
Or maybe I have a different type of knowledge to how cursed speech is described other than you. Are you dumb?
Wait, Infinity.
You have knowledge on why. Me acknowledging that there is a descriptor is not the same thing as me
Wait, chill. Just send the scan, and then you guys can talk about what the scan means.
So retarded.
Maybe, okay, can I
just send the scan?
Arthur, can we just start muting because he's not gonna let me?
I'm literally letting you go.
So what's
all right? Just send the scan, and you guys can talk about that. I'll start muting if like it's obstructive.
Wait, no, just let him give his point because I want to clarify for the judge too.
Maybe we have a different definition, but
that's not what I. Wait, bro, Center, why are you letting him continue what I just said while I was cutting him off? Just let him state one point.
But I didn't even know he said that.
I'm not gonna talk if he's gonna keep being like annoying.
You don't even know what you're saying. Keep on using filler words.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I was gonna say that you said that what's it called? Like maybe we had two different definitions of what it meant, but I'm explaining to you that this is how it's verbatim stated in the manga. So if you have any other definition, it would just be wrong. So let me send the scan of what curse.
Yeah, I'm gonna respond to that. You can send the scan. Anyways, in response to the argument you just made, you once again you're using a lack of evidence. The descriptor I acknowledge. However, we obviously acknowledge two different types of Center. Can you mute him or at least interject like you did for me? Anyways.
Yeah, I was going to if you continue, but
so we clearly disagree what the descriptor means systematically. So you're making a claim that, well, your definition is just wrong. I acknowledge that there is a definition. That's not me acknowledging that your definition is the one that has correspondence with the series. That's a non sequitur, idiot. So obviously we disagree on the variables that are proposed. I believe that cursed speech is something, anyways, I believe that cursed speech is something that is effective against people who has cursed energy. You believe cursed energy is effective against people who has one cursed energy and a lack of cursed energy. I'm asking you to justify that. And then for me to repeat the point before, I said you making the claim that my definition is wrong because it doesn't have correspondence is a non sequitur because that isn't what I argued. I said that I acknowledge there is a definition. That's not me acknowledging that your definition is the one that has correspondence.
Okay, so wait, hold on. Let me get this definition. All right. So I'm gonna send.
Did you send the scan already, by the way, or no?
Yeah, I'm gonna send the definition of cursed speech.
Okay.
By the way, if I randomly go on mute, I mean my grandma.
So okay, I'm just gonna respond to this. I'm just gonna respond to this main thing, and then we can move on. So, like, it's just consistent in the series that cursed speech just has a tendency to work, because right, like, for example, one of the things that is described as a defense to cursed speech, or the thing that's described as a defense to cursed speech, is how you use CE to block its effects. And that's something that Maki doesn't have, which is why I was asking you what would be the counter, because
I got you.
Okay, wait, I'm not done.
That's why it's talking, idiot. Go.
Yeah, but you still mic'd up. What are you, like, what? Oh yeah,
I said I got you, and then I let you finish. A word is not an argument, Censor or Auden.
Yes, but I would just like to continue my.
Just give your argument.
Hold on. This doesn't matter. Infinity, try not to like.
Bro, since I'm trying to let him, like, bro, let him.
I understand that, but it's obviously throwing him off. Like it's literally just throwing him off.
Okay.
Try to let him finish.
So I think Yuta's abilities just generally tend to be like strong enough to overwhelm the person he's fighting. Like, this is just consistent in his character, and I feel like the distinction you gave doesn't really have any sort of evidence, substantiation or anything. And I think that you just need to prove that the distinction would actually make the ability weaker when fighting Maki, because you haven't really sent any evidence or said anything that's meaningful. You're just kind of trying to pinpoint shit.
Yeah, so in response to what you just said, I know you're going to come be also. Can you meet him since? Because it's about to be probably a long explanation.
Bro, just go. If he starts,
So since you clearly don't understand basic stats, when you're trying to represent a population for inferential statistics, you have to use adequate data sets. So, for example, when you say it's likely or there's consistency when it comes to curse energy, curse speech working on people, the population that you're trying to represent is people with curse energy. You cannot use that to actually infer that it'll work on people with no curse energy, because the induction only applies to people with curse energy. So that's a non sequitur, dumbass. For example, if I go into a room as a class, Center, can you meet him, please? Anyways, if I go into a room as a substitute teacher and I'm trying to find out how well people performed in the test, and then I use for example, first 10 people in the front of a row as a data set, I can't do that because statistically it's justifiable that the first 10 people in a row are usually the people who tends to listen to the teacher and listen and take notes, etc. While the people in the back, for example, do not do that thing. So it would be a biased sample size, or it would just be a poor representation of the population. And then in response to the other point that you just made, idiot, no, I don't need to send evidence, dumbass. I'm giving some type of distinction. If there is a type of distinction, and we see within a verse, he only applies it to people with curse energy, then how can we determine that it works on people with no curse energy? You're trying to burden shift, and then you made another claim. In response to the other claim, I don't care if there's a proposed counter. There is no point in the series where they need to state that someone with no curse energy cannot have curse speech applied to them. Ergo, it does not follow that just because it's a proposed or it is a lack of proposed counters that entails that it is not a no counter.
Okay, hold on. So before you guys like continue, so for one, I'm gonna need y'all niggas to like stop making like slick comments and just stop interrupting, or I'm at the both of y'all like when y'all go. And for two, can you sort of stick to like 1 point so this shit doesn't get like convoluted?
I don't care about the 1 point because you brought up multiple points. And then
no, I know. I'm saying from now on, you
I don't respond to everything.
Okay, yeah. So what's it called? I was just gonna say that the first claim that you made doesn't really defeat the counter thing that I proposed, because you keep talking about like it doesn't prove that these people without cursed energy could like, I guess, can or can't what's it called, sustain the damage.
Do you know what you're saying? Like, you keep on using filler words. Oh my god,
chill, Infinity, chill, bro.
Okay.
This nigga doesn't know what he's saying, bro.
But even then, bro, both you niggas keep like interrupting each other in the middle of the
bro. You know, Joe, I'm like.
Okay, you keep talking about a distinction about whether or not people without cursed energy can respond to cursed speech, but that doesn't defeat what I said, because I literally just told you that the only way to counter cursed speech verbatim in the manga is through having some sort of cursed energy. And what's it called? The second thing you said. Wait, I'm just trying to remember. Oh yeah, so you saying that you don't need any evidence is just wrong. So I would just say that your claim is just arbitrary then, because at least I'm attempting to make some sort of probable conclusion in comparison to what you're trying to propose. So your claim doesn't really have any substantiation to it. I get that you're trying to make a distinction, but like I said, I'm giving you evidence as to why that distinction doesn't exist. So you can't just say, "Oh, I don't need evidence." That's not an argument. So yeah, I guess that's really
yeah. For no evidence point, you just repeated the claim that isn't an argument against what I said. Once again, you have no probability at all. Your induction is based upon a poor representation of the population, anyways. Your induction is based upon a poor, anyways. So, Center, can you please mute him?
No. You're allowed to cut them off.
Wait, Center, can you please mute him? Yeah, he said that if it gets,
if you think someone's strong.
Wait, you're cutting me. Wait. No, that's not
the rules of the server.
Can you mute him?
Yes, it is in the rules.
Can you mute him? I don't care the rules of this server.
You could check the rules.
All right, chill, bro, chill. All right, chill. So you guys have to like agree to a standard right now, because we're gonna do like this argue over fucking straw man shit. So I don't know what you guys have to do, but you guys have to like agree to a fucking standard or some shit. Either that or I'll try to figure something out, but we guys can't just like fucking.
No, we already agreed to it. No, Center. I'm not doing this. Center, mute him. Let me get my point out. You can mute him. Anyways, so once again, that's going to be a poor representation of the population. The population is everyone. The representation you are using for everyone is people with cursed energy. The claim is that this works on a people with a lack of cursed energy, or at least that is likely. There is no argument for that because the sample size you're using is a people with cursed energy. Also, in response to the other point, you said that he tends to be superior to his opponents. There's no argument for that. That's just a claim. And then let me once again take you to the basics of philosophy and statistics, like simple shit. I'll explain this to you. There's a distinction between descriptive statistics. Yeah, I'll explain. There's a distinction between descriptive statistics and then inferential statistics. Right now, you're giving descriptive statistics because you're trying to describe all people with cursed energy. That is not something you can draw an inference off of, and this is retarded as fuck. And then for the no evidence point, I'm saying I don't need evidence because there is, shut up. I'm saying that I don't need evidence because there is a level of distinction. If there is a level of fundamental distinction, you have to justify why it applies to her, or else we cannot determine it. If we cannot determine it, then the point of cursed speech working on her goes in con, ergo you cannot assert it within a debate, dumbass. Basic shit.
So, all right, can I respond? So yeah, I just
Yes,
think
you
you're kind
can.
of going circular. I think you're kind of going circular on the thing about the characters. So I already explained like for like the fifth time that this is the only counter to this said thing, and you keep saying that, oh yeah, well there's a distinction there. Like I already said to you, this distinction assumes, right, that there is some sort of counter to my thing. On the contrary to Yuta, being able to use curse speech against Maki. By the way, for the record, it's not my job to scale your character. So when you're asking me, oh, prove that this would work, this would work on your character, obviously it's already embedded that it would work. The job is on you to actually respond and explain why it wouldn't work. Right, so there's no burden switch there. If anything, you're burden switching because the first thing I never even specifically said, right? But response to the other thing, the stats thing that you're trying to propose assumes that the difference is actually relevant. So I don't know why you're trying to even, I guess, make this argument.
Okay.
Wait.
I'm not
done.
Go ahead.
I think it's have to ask a question real quick. I think it's have to ask a question, but continue.
Yeah. So well, okay, like, for example, we wouldn't be like, well, this drug only tested on people with blonde hair, so we don't know if it applies to brown hair people. Like, I don't see how what you're saying actually defeats anything.
Wait, that's the point of contention.
Wait, hold on.
I know, but I'm giving you an analogy.
Bro, I know, but Center, can I speak?
Wait, hold on, before you guys go, Chuck, one second.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, okay, do you guys want, like, because you guys are going
I wasn't going to ask a question. No.
That's not what I was talking about. Chill. Listen. Okay, I'm saying because you guys are going through a lot of different points, you guys need, like, some type of help.
No, I'm good, bro. He's the only one that can track. Let me get my arguments out. Anyways, for the analogy, the reason why it wouldn't be relevant or it wouldn't be something that statistically changes anything is because it's proven that black hair has no effect on X thing. The point of contention is whether or not this property is anyways, the point of Center, until you see what's going on. The point of contention is whether or not, the point of contention is whether or not this applies to this property or whether or not it's relevant. If we cannot determine whether or not it's relevant, we cannot determine whether or not cursed speech works on her. Why did he unmute himself, bro? Anyways, if we cannot determine whether or not, we cannot determine. Okay, bro, chill. If we cannot determine whether or not it's relative, or anyways, bro, Center. If we cannot determine whether or not, he literally keeps laughing. Anyways, if we cannot determine whether or not, oh my gosh, shut up. If we cannot determine whether or not it's relevant, we cannot determine whether or not cursed speech works on her. You saying it's my scaling isn't an argument because you're the one that asserted and made the claim that cursed speech works on her. If you cannot justify that cursed speech works on her, then your point does not go through, dumbass. So you are trying to burden ship analytically. And then in response to the other shit, all you're doing is making a claim about your belief. I agree that it's your belief that this specific way is the only way to counter it. However, there is a passage in the story where this needed to be stated. This was a relevant statement. However, we can see, or at least seemingly in perspective of me, there's no passage in the story where it needs to be stated that cursed speech is ineffective against people with a lack of cursed energy. So you making the claim that it's the only proposed way is not the same thing as you making the claim that it is the only way. I agree it's the only proposed way, but that isn't an argument, Auden. The fuck?
Okay, and I already said that these things you're trying to say in response are just mere arbitrary statements, dumbass, because I've been asking you for like 15 times already to show some sort of evidence, show some sort of things, because I've shown evidence that this thing is the only way to counter cursed speech, because that's what's verbatim stated. So you trying to give your own personal arbitrary way of viewing it is fine, but the verbatim thing is that this is the only way. And it would be proposed like that for a reason, right? Let's think about the author intent, right? What is the point
Oh my God.
Okay, can I talk? Okay.
I mean, you didn't allow me to
The
speak, so.
author of intent. What is the point of even telling us that there is a counter for people without cursed energy if the only way to counter said thing is with cursed energy? That would just be retarded in itself, which is why I'm telling you that your arbitrary things could just get thrown out the window. Also, there's a difference in the people that have been affected. So, I mean, in spite of arbitrary differences, the ability has kept being effective in terms of the hair thing, by the way, in response to the thing you said. So, I mean, I also, actually, I'm trying to remember everything you said. Sorry, I'm playing Spider-Man. Also, I don't know why you keep going circular. Sorry. All right, meet with Rio. All right, sorry. So also, you keep going circular because, like I already told you, right? When it comes to the Yuta having cursed speech thing, yes, I do acknowledge that if we were to look at this in the slightest bit, there could be some sort of distinction. But I'm asking you, Infinity, where is the actual proof that highlights this distinction being a prominent thing? Because via my author intent thing and the manga's consistency, like I already said, there is no defeater to that. So you're just going circular.
Yeah, you can make the claim and going circular. That isn't an argument at all. This is your belief. I like how your vocabulary is so limited. But anyways, so I don't understand why you're cutting me off, but you get mad when I cut you off. Hypocritical.
But you just said that.
So in response to, okay, Center, can you please mute him? Because you can see he's not letting me speak while I let him go because I'm actually charitable. But anyways, for the author intent thing, you just repeated the claim. I agree that he proposed a way or a countermeasure towards inability. However, we can see within that point in time, that was something relevant. You show throughout the series at any point in time where saying that curse energy is useless or ineffective against people with a lack of curse energy is relevant. So the author's intent thing doesn't go through. Also, I don't care about author's intent. I care about actuality. There's distinction. And then for the only way, shut up. Yeah, Center, can you please mute him?
Okay.
You can, bro. No, Center, just mute him. Like, you see that he doesn't take turns at all. Just mute him. Like,
would y'all prefer that? Like the fucking.
Oh, just like, I don't care about talk. I don't care about talking stick. But you can clearly see he's just like keep cutting off. For the assumption claim, I want you to justify.
I'm gonna just mute if it happens again.
Yes, thank you. Anyways, for the assumption thing, you just keep on saying I'm making some arbitrary assumption. You keep on using the word arbitrary because your vocabulary is limited. But what's the point of contention? The point of contention is whether or not I'm making an assumption. Why am I making an assumption? Me saying that there is a distinction is not the same thing as me saying or assuming that the distinction is relevant. I'm saying that since there is a level of distinction, which we both grant, that being that she has a lack of curse energy, why is it the case that curse speech works on her by virtue of her having this distinction? You saying it isn't relevant or asking me to prove it isn't relevant, that isn't an argument because I never made the claim it is relevant. I don't know if it's relevant. That's why I'm asking you. It is your point, Corley, dumbass. So if we cannot determine whether or not it's relevant, that goes back into your point anyway, Center. Can you mute him? That goes back into your point anyway, Center. Can you mute him? That goes back into your point on curse speech working on her. Why does it work on her, Auden? Is there an argument? No, there isn't an argument. All you're doing is going circular. You're question begging, dumbass.
Okay.
So I want you to justify every single assumption claim.
Okay, so can I respond? So
yes,
first I would just like to repeat yet again that what you just said wasn't a belief, or sorry, no. What you said is actually just a belief. You didn't actually give any argument or even like adequate reasoning for this thing being true. Another thing I'd like to respond. Okay, another thing I'd like to respond to is you claiming that I'm question begging when, to be honest, I think you're the one question begging. I've been asking you multiple times that to actually substantiate this said thing being true for this distinction, and instead of like actually responding, you're just responding to the most irrelevant parts of what I'm saying and saying, but rather you keep saying this when it's built up in your argument. When I'm saying, yes, this level of assumption can be built in my argument, but it's not my job for me to do this thing because it is your character. You are not taking a neutral stance. Your premise is firmly that Maki wins, right? So it is on your job to do it. I would just also like to say that I don't even know, bro, there being a level of distinction, like, has already been proven to be false. Like, the judge could just see it. Because the argument that you literally said before about the differences across opponents.
What?
The argument that you said before about the differences across opponents and how I didn't actually substantiate anything when it comes to that was already defeated. When I explained to you that he fought against Ghetto, what's it called? He used the same thing on Uro too. I'm asserting that now. Sorry, I'm playing Spider-Man. And
yeah, I know the excuse.
let me think. What else did you say? Sorry, you just say so many things that I have to like.
Yep. There's a response to everything you said.
Did he say anything? Did he say anything else?
Yeah, I'm just gonna respond.
I'm not sure. You have him re-say it.
Yeah, you're just gonna have to try. Anyway, so in response to what you just said, yeah, Center, can you mute him? I'm about to get my argument. No, I'm not about to be cut off. No, I'm not about to be cut off.
Done.
Wait, my nigga, he was asking me a question. Wait.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
Hey, what the fuck?
Hey, y'all niggas are retarded. Oh, I didn't know.
He's asking you to repeat what you said.
I'm gonna say everything I'm gonna say during my point. I'm not saying anything during his turns. I'm gonna repeat it during my points. Maybe.
Okay. All right. And actually, I guess should I reaffirm this? Actually, no. I don't need to. All right, go.
What the fuck is Maharaga talking about? Anyway, so in response to what you just said, yes, I agree. You're showing a common trend. However, within that common trend, there's a similar trait in each. I don't even come about Center. Can you mute him? Like, oh my god, niggas retarded. Anyways, in every single instance that you're trying to display for your quote-unquote induction, which is obviously inductively valid, there is a common trait. The common trait is something that Maki does not have. There's a lack of that common trait for Maki. She does not have curse energy. Yato, Yoru, they all have curse energy. And then once again, I don't care about you saying the judge can see this, the judge can see this. It is currently your point. I want you to justify why you don't have to explain why curse speech works on her, even though you're the one who made the claim that curse speech works on her. I'm giving a distinction. Me saying that there is a distinction, ergo I'm agnostic, that's not the same thing as me saying there is a reasonable or relevant distinction. I'm saying it is reasonable to remain agnostic by virtue of there being a difference between the opponents. You're saying that, well, you're assuming that this distinction is relevant. No, I'm not. I'm agnostic on whether or not this distinction is relevant. Also, my premise isn't that Maki wins. I just explained to you, dumbass, since you don't know anything about basic logic. A premise is not a position. My premise is that my character will out-hacks or outscale. My position is that my character will win by virtue of that, dumbass. And then in response to the other points you just made, I agree. Statistically, there's a relevant distinction, or there's irrelevant distinctions when it comes to the hair or when it comes to every other point that he's battled. However, the point of contention is whether or not curse energy is a relevant distinction. That has currently went unproven. Ergo, we cannot logically follow that curse speech will work or be effective against Maki. You're just making claims, and then you haven't explained why I question bag. You just said I question bag. I don't even believe I've gave an argument as to why it doesn't work on Maki. I have it. That's the point. Please track. All I'm saying is that there is X. Since there is X, I believe that's reasonable cause to remain agnostic. Anyways, since there is X, that's reasonable cause to remain agnostic. If that is the case, it follows that you have to justify your points. If you do not justify your points, it goes in con. Ergo, what does that mean, Auden? That means your point does not go through.
I understand. Okay, so first of all, I would just like to say that yes, Maki does have various common traits, but I would also just like to respond to this more specifically, right?
As an argument.
Author Q, mute him.
Sure.
Okay. So yeah, what's it called? I would just like to call the whole thing that you're doing in response to my argument. I think that you're arguing from incredulity a lot. And I'm going to get more in depth with the question begging thing. So the question begging thing is you assuming differences that aren't established in my argument that are relevant, when my argument from beforehand already debunks that with the fact that I mentioned that there's a various amount of opponents in the series that fight against Yuta when he's using this said thing. Also, the author's intent being displayed there and what this statement actually means to us and how he's trying to convey it to us as an audience. Multiple other things, but I just think you're not really attacking shit that I'm saying. And to be honest, I'm gonna get more in depth. What's it called? With your whole thing about the evidence. So, Infinity, for the last fucking time, and I don't know how many times I have to make this clear to your retarded ass while I'm trying to play this game. Infinity, the assumption thing, or the thing that I'm saying you're assuming is what you're saying on the contrary in response to my argument. So when I say that you're assuming something, right, it's embedded in your premise. You saying, right, that, my premise is that Maki out-haxes, my premise is Maki out-haxes, but the other thing I'm trying to say is that Maki wins. That's not a defeater to anything I said, because a part of Maki winning would inherently be a part of that hacks thing that you're trying to claim. So that's already embedded inside of your premise, so the assumption is there. I don't know why you can't get that through your fucking head.
Yeah, maybe you weren't tracking or anything. So I'll repeat this last point, and then I'll give my other points and responses. I want you to explain the two fallacies. Why do you think I'm committing those fallacies? And then for the interpretation of intent, you keep on saying it's the author's intent. We obviously disagree on what the author is attempting to portray. And once again, I don't care about the author's intent because intentionality is distinct from actuality. I beat this. I use the same argument on all your low tiers. Like, y'all niggas suck. We both have assumptions, dumbass. We both are assuming our characters win. There's going to be evidence when we scale. It is currently your time to scale. You laughing doesn't give you a rhetorical upscale. So shut up, buddy.
Okay,
Anyways,
so can I respond?
once again, Center, can you please mute him? Because you can clearly see.
I'm just asking if I can respond.
Center, can you please mute him?
Like, I'm gonna mute him. I thought you were done too.
Anyways, anyways. So once again, you keep on trying to make this claim that we accept author's intent. We accept author's intent. Even if I were to, for example, bite the bullet and say that, well, I do actually accept author's intent over actuality. The point of contention is, what is the author's intent? What is he trying to portray, dumbass? That is the point of contention. You're clearly not fucking following that. And then for the question back thing, you said you were going to go more in depth. Chat, he does not go more in depth. He just made the claim my question back. Like, this nigga's retarded. We both have assumptions. When I say that my character beats yours, and you assert scaling for your shut up, Center, can you mute him? Anyways, I don't understand why you keep unmuting him. Like, you keep cutting me off. Like, anyways, so if I say that my character wins, and then my premise
one second. Before you tell me what happened.
Author, I was just saying, bro. I literally was just asking if he was done. But yeah, I'm
clearly not done. So mute him. Center down. Like,
my nigga, you can't wait. How the fuck is he supposed to?
No, I can't wait. My nigga, let me get my arguments. He literally goes uninterrupted. But anyways,
my nigga, no, he does not.
He literally does. But anyways,
I've had to mute both you niggas.
Oh my god. Yep. By uninterrupted, I'm talking about by you. You only cut me off. You only speak when it's my turn to speak. You don't speak at all when it's his turn to speak. But anyways, so Auden, okay, anyways. So once again, it's your time to scale, Auden. You made the claim. If you can't justify your claim, I'm going to dismiss it by Hitchens Razor. Like, I haven't used Hitchens Razor in so long, but apparently you can't get it through your skull that you need evidence for your claim, so we can conclude.
Okay, retard. I've already responded multiple times and said I gave
let's conclude
evidence. Wait. No, can I? Okay, here we go. Let's mute him. Nope, we're going to do what he did. Infinity, shut up. Anyway, let me respond to all that bullshit. So, first of all, you're taking a negation to my justification, right? That's first of all. And you trying to say that the author's intention doesn't mean actuality, doesn't defeat anything, because it's common that when the author intends something, most likely that thing becomes actuality anyway. So I don't know where that's coming from. Another thing is that, like, your hitch and razor thing that you just tried to impose assumes that I didn't give evidence when I literally did. I literally said that it's common in the series for Yuta to fight this way because of his fight against Ghetto and his fight against Uro. So I think you're lost, so we can move on.
Yeah, fight this way does not entail his fighting style is going to be effective against Maki. That's a non sequitur in response to
my goodness.
It's not likely. Center, can you please mute him? Bro, you laugh. Like, you keep on trying to laugh. You're not a polymer, nigga. That doesn't give you a rhetorical point. That is not your rhetoric, my nigga.
Go ahead.
Like, he has no rhetoric. This is so low tier. Anyways, so once again, dumbass, you keep on trying to repeat the claim that, well, this fighting style is effective by virtue of her or him fighting people with similar traits. What we're putting into question is whether or not Curse energy is going to be relevant. They have no other similar traits. They have similar traits. However, does this work only on people with curse energy or does it not? That is the point of contention. Shinra, that is the point of contention. Listen. And then what we grant and establish, unless you clarify now that you're putting this into question, is that Maki has no curse energy. For the author's intent thing, I don't agree that it's likely that the author's intent is going to be actualized at all. I believe in fiction there's multiple contradictions. Like, for example, in Naruto, they say that the Tosuka blade is something non-physical, but it literally has pressure or it has force. It works on physical things. That's logically impossible. I don't agree with contradictions existing in fiction. That's fucking retarded, nigga. So no, it is not the case that inductively it would infer that intentionality is going to be actualized. And then for the other point that you just made, I'm not taking a negation to your position currently or to your premise currently. What I'm doing is remaining agnostic by virtue of this distinction. It doesn't need to be a relevant distinction. Even if it was irrelevant, you have yet to justify it being irrelevant. I'm saying there is no evidence. So we can move on.
Okay. All right. Mute him real quick. Shut up, dumbass. Let's mute him real quick so I could finally, just put the nail in the coffin. Okay. Woo! Infinity, you question begged yet again. I already told you, right, that I provided this evidence for this thing being true. You didn't respond to the evidence at all by giving any sort of sufficient rebuttal. You just keep repeating the same thing when I already explained to you that I do not need to answer your question, right? Another thing is, I don't know why you keep trying to bring up like this thing about inductive reasoning and things like that, when I'm telling you that the panels are intended to be this way, and since the panels are intended to be this way, this is how it's going to come out most of the time. So you trying to make that inductive argument really doesn't defeat anything. So what I'm saying, it's not even a counter in like the slightest bit. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, of course, because you can't try.
Wait. Mute him. I'm trying to think. What else did he say?
Nice question, back by the way. What's put into questions whether not the panel.
Wait, bro, author, bro. What are you doing?
Wait, chill. Hold, I just came back. Calm down.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So I was gonna explain because I wasn't done. You can't assert a question, beg, when someone's not done. But
just give your argument, retard.
Oh my gosh!
Hold on, bro.
Please stop fucking. How is he? Who is unmuting him? Who wants to get their shit?
Who unmuted him? Who unmuted him? Dumbass. Just give your argument, bitch. Are you retarded?
All right. So yeah, now that he's done gossiping, so by you doing this, I would just like to say you're skepticizing over the whole entire manga by you putting author's intent and actuality into question, right? How could we ever know this thing in the manga to be true, or how could we ever know these things to actually be valid if we're putting things like that into question in the first place? Right? If the author intends to draw Yuta, he's obviously going to draw Yuta in a common example. I don't know how else to explain this to you, bro. That is just the most common thing, and that's the least assumptions to when we're talking about this thing. Also, I just think there's an overwhelming amount of evidence, or sorry, let me use my word I love, preponderance of evidence that I'm presenting already, because of the fact that I literally just told you what's it called? That the example that I gave you gives us an observable debunk to what you're trying to say about what's it called? The contradiction and how the author's intent is irrelevant to this thing. So, like, I mean, I don't know how else you're trying to, like, and actually, we could ask the best center. He's the moderator.
No, we don't have to ask the moderator.
Wait, no. I'm not done.
Just give your points. We're not asking censorship.
We could even ask center. Like, center also, he had his own manga where he was the author. If center intends to write something, he's obviously going to write it on the page in a common case. Like that's just another example. Like,
okay, nice. That's a claim. What the fuck? Yeah,
wait,
your examples don't.
That's obviously it's a claim, but it's an example.
Okay, bro. He's responding to what I just said. Center. He's obviously done, nigga. Damn.
Wait,
so I'm not
your example. Before, so you can go uncontested. Chill, nigga. Listen, I'm trying to. This is for the benefit of you. Okay. But you can't mute him. Like, you can't mute him. Just leave that to me. I'm gonna mute him.
He muted me. All right, bro. This nigga's so ass. Okay, anyways. The examples you're giving has no anyways, center. Can you mute him? Anyways.
Wait, Auden, chill. Go ahead.
The examples you're giving actually hold no credence to your point. Those are just examples, which is already put into question. I agree that there can be, for example, a datum, for example. I'm sure you don't know that data is plural and datum is when you have a piece of information. So when you have an example that isn't actually leading credence towards your point, that's just a claim. Once again, that ties back into the initial points. And then for the overwhelming evidence, already defeated the overwhelming evidence. For the least assumptions, no, because a lack of assumption on your, me making an assumption on one point, for example, is going to be you making an assumption to its negation on the other point. So if I assume X is the case, if you have no evidence, which you clearly don't, you keep on making a claim you do, but that isn't an argument as to why you do. If you have no evidence, dumbass, that means you're also making an assumption. So if I, for example, assume that Goku exists by virtue of the position that Goku wins, then you saying that Goku doesn't exist without any evidence, that's an assumption. So I don't care about Occam's razor. For the Hitchens razor point, the point of contention is whether or not you have evidence. So that goes back circular. You didn't explain why question back. You question back because what's put in the question is whether or not the intentionality is going to be actualized in most cases. Dumbass, you just made that claim. And then, for example, with the other shit you just said. Grandma came in, hold on. My bad. And then you said I'm putting it into question there. How are we going to come to the conclusion that something is true in the manga? I'm not putting that into question. Oh, dumbass. When I'm actually putting into question why we should accept intentionality, we can actually verify things being true in the manga by feats. So if I see Yuta beat Kenjaku and there is no extra context, I can determine empirically that Yuta has beaten Kenjaku, my nigga. That's not the same thing as me making a statement that Yuta can beat Kenjaku or that Yuta will beat Kenjaku. I don't care about that shit, nigga. That's intentionality. I can actually determine things being empirically the case by virtue of what we see on a panel. What we see on a panel is what's actualized. That's not the same thing as intentionality. So there is no likelihood on your side. We could just conclude.
But what's in question is whether the intent of the intent is actualized. But
that's what's been the question. You can think that.
Wait. I was gonna say you're question begging to the question beg, because the validity of you questioning the thing that I'm talking about is already under contention. So that would be a question beg already, since you haven't given a sufficient response to that. Also, I mean, I guess we could just move on because this.
Oh yeah, let me. We can move on after this. Let me just send this real quick. Yeah, you could think that. Let me send my evidence real quick. Because you wanna right? Yeah.
Okay. What?
Yeah, let me just send something real quick. You can probably grant this, but I'm just gonna send it so Shinra doesn't do that biased judgment shit for you, like he always does. You can see in chat, Maki has no curse energy, so we can move on. I just want to justify that, even if that isn't the burden you placed upon me. I just want to justify that, so we can move on.
So you just substantiate, okay, and the meeting was burden.
Yeah, you can think that, so we can move on. All right, what's your next point? Go
ahead. Okay, so Yuta scales above. Let me drop my scaling.
Bro, I have no I have no scan service repellent. Hey, Shiki, how have you been, nigga? What the fuck?
Okay, so
hey, add me, little nigga.
Yuta stated to be the insurance.
Okay.
And Maki's disposable in comparison. So to I guess give you more context. When
I know the context, you don't have to give it.
Okay.
Yeah, so in response to the insurance stuff, we can move on to the disposal shit after. We can actually keep it point by point within our moving on. So in response to the insurance stuff, we understand that it's a 3v1 against Gojo. So if it is the case that Yuta goes out and he has Rika and Yuta, so his arsenal will be more adequate as a solution in response to Sukuna, doesn't mean that he's above Maki in combative ability. All that means is that his arsenal is a more adequate solution. If you're talking about the situation I think you are.
Okay. Why would it be leaving out the compatibility?
Leaving out what?
His combat ability? Why would it be?
I'm just telling you my belief. You have to give justification for why it is the case that it's referring to a combative sense instead of it referring to an arsenal sense. Why does this put
so you're just giving a if arbitrary. Okay, so
it's not arbitrary. It's based upon variables, which would be his arsenal.
You just said you're giving your belief. Arbitrary is a personal.
The arbitrary by definition means random, not a belief, dumbass. You're conflating definitions again. Stop using words you don't know the meaning to.
Arbitrary is a personal belief.
That's not what arbitrary means denotatively. It means random, dumbass. Stop using words you don't understand. Yeah, you can think that. Give your argument.
Definition.
Just give your argument.
Okay, I could
just give your argument.
Would you like me to show it? Because it literally says right here.
I don't care because I'm going to show my definition. It's going to say something different.
To that. So anyway,
that's not a concession at all, dumbass.
Arbitrary literally means without reason.
I know that's the claim. I could show you, but definitionally where it means random.
Yes, I'm saying yes. It's that too, but it's also the fact that.
That's fine. Belief. You can think that.
Okay, let me get the definition for you. Let me get the definition for you, Miriam. Based on random choice or
it literally does not say that one Oxford at all. Like what the fuck?
Based on random choice or personal whim. So right here.
Personal whim is not the same thing as personal belief. That's distinct. But we can move on.
What? How?
This is irrelevant. We can move on.
Okay, I'm asking a question.
Since you're the moderator, you can clearly see this is irrelevant. It's just my belief. I don't need to justify belief, Clan.
So we can move on. All right,
we can move on. I was about to move the shit on first earlier, but y'all can
under what modal scope?
So we're going back to the insurance shit, right? With the
why does Yuta scale above Maki by virtue of this? And we're moving on to the disposal point after.
Okay, so yeah, what's it called? I would just like to have some sort of substantiation on your part, since you did make the claim.
Oh my god,
that it doesn't inherently mean that Yuta, what's it called, in combat?
Yeah, sure, I got you. Whatever. Yeah,
I would like you to show something. Yeah.
Yeah, by inherently, denotatively, that means necessary. Isn't the case in all possible worlds that when someone says that they're insurance, that means that they're stronger than an opponent or stronger than someone who is, for example, an ally to them? Ergo, it follows that necessarily the conclusion you're trying to reach does not have to be necessary. That's a tautology. It's simple. The fuck. So that's my argument. Go ahead.
Okay, I don't think you're understanding like the thing that I'm explaining. So I know I am pointing out the insurance thing, but the whole thing is right. Maki does not want Yuta to go out before her because Yuta basically through that insurance thing is implied to be their best chance at winning. So
against
like
who? Sukuna, right?
against Sukuna in what's it called, replacement of Gojo, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry,
Yeah, that just goes back to the initial point. So what is the argument as to why it isn't referring to an arsenal sense? Because I do have variables, you have no variables. My variables being his arsenal containing 2 people in comparison to Maki, who only has one person. She's only one entity.
Yes, but I'm saying that where's the contradiction that because there's 2 people combatively, he would that wouldn't be included.
Whoa, okay, wait, you're conflating fallacy.
Right?
Oh, my bad, go on.
Think about it, right? If there are 2 people who are really strong, right, there would have to be some sort of strength included there, right? Because if it's just another person and this person was meaningless, right, then the intent of the statement or what the statement's there to say wouldn't actually portray any sort of meaningful message.
That's not true at all. That's just a claim. I want you to justify that. But I'll give an example where it's not the case. So if we see that they're relative in strength, for example, if Maki's relative to both Rika and Yuta, because I'm not making a claim that Maki is 100% above or that she's way, way, way above. But let's say they're relative in strength. If they're relative in strength, then 2 people would be a more adequate solution as a response to 3 people than 1 person. That's basic shit. So if Gojo fights Sukuna and then Yuta goes out and Yuta fights both his Shikigamis, that would be an adequate solution in comparison to having Maki go out, kill 1 Shikigami, while the other 2 people are jumping her. That's retarded as fuck. And then for the disposal thing, we can move on to that after, like I said.
Okay.
Wait, okay, so hold on. First off,
the disposable thing is a part of that. That's why I re-explained.
Okay, let me respond to the disposable shit then.
Wait.
If it's a part of it, let me respond.
Wait, chill. Hold on.
Ask you a question.
Okay, you can ask the question after. Let me respond to disposable stuff.
No, you don't just get to like.
No isn't an argument. Anyway, in disposable,
you don't just get to not track and then.
Wait, hold on. So, okay, you guys already agreed that you're gonna go to. All right, I mean, you're gonna go through 1 point at a time. I mean, if Auden thinks that this is relevant to the particular point, then
I know. I was just saying to him that he doesn't get to not understand.
Yo. Why do you, bro? Hold on. Wait, censor. I'm gonna clarify. Were you the one who?
He doesn't.
Wait, I don't have.
Okay.
Wait, chill. Stop you. Go ahead.
Look, but let me respond to what he said.
Respond to what part?
He doesn't just get to not understand and not track and then be like, oh, now let me respond when I already was trying to explain.
No, censor. Were you the one who muted me, or was it him? Was it him or you?
You said what?
Was it him or you who muted me?
At which point?
That right there.
Just now?
Yes.
It was him.
Can y'all take this nigga perms? Like, this nigga can't debate without perm abusing. Like, this is some low tier D1 shit. Nigga's ass.
Keep talking.
I don't care. We have a moderator for a reason. Can y'all please mute him, or can y'all please take his perms? Like, niggas doing that cope shit. Just because you can't beat the argument doesn't mean you should resort to fucking perm abusing, dumbass. Like, you did not get any better at all. Like, unironically, current time will beat the fuck out of you. Like, you suck, bitch. Like, you're actually ass. That ugly ass nigga.
Can you stop
nigga. That's why Travis got his ass.
Bro, listen, you tried to literally not understand the argument because you were being so over.
All right, bro. Hold on. So I don't know what the fuck you're gonna do.
You weren't tracking. Okay, no. I'm not gonna perm abuse him. That was you just now, but I'm not gonna.
No, I know. I'm saying, but he wants your perms taken. I don't think he's gonna like fucking continue until your perms are like gone. So I don't know what he wants.
Look, you.
No, I'm not listening to you until your perms are fucking taken, my nigga. Like, your perm abusing because you can't actually beat the argument.
Not to understand.
I don't care. Can you fucking get your perms straight, my nigga? I don't care. You saying I'm wrong isn't an argument, my nigga. That isn't justification. Shut the fuck up.
I'm just telling you how the events went.
Yeah, you can tell me. I don't give a fuck, bitch. Can you get your perm straight?
Wait. So when I clarified to you, did you not?
I don't care about what you're saying now because it's not in perspective of the debate. I want your perm straight.
Yes, it is because when I clarified,
it is an argument. I don't care. Can y'all strip him?
Why would I? No, my whole thing of
you're literally perm abusing me this entire time, my nigga. Like, what the fuck? I don't care about the arguments you're whispering under your breath. They're not going to go through. The arguments for silence.
Because it was reasonable because you tried to
no,
talk
it isn't.
over
No, we
me,
have a moderator.
and I was trying to
It's
clarify something to you, and I was explaining to you that it was too late to respond.
We have a
We
moderator
are
for
already
a reason.
talking about the
We
first
have a
thing.
moderator for a reason. It's not reasonable. We have a
Yes,
moderator. Can y'all please take his turn?
I understand we have a moderator for a reason, but the moderator did not catch up on what I was saying, which is why I had to mute you.
If the moderator is anyways, if the moderator is inadequate, that doesn't mean that it's reasonable for you to mute me as a debater, dumbass. Can y'all please strip him?
Yes, it is.
Y'all please strip him. Yeah, that's a claim.
Just for the simple fact that because we were at an impasse.
Can y'all please mute him?
Yes, obviously it's a claim, dumbass.
That's just your belief.
That's
just your belief. Not everything is a claim, dumbass.
Wait, were we not at an impasse? If we both disagree with each other, we both were at an impasse. We were both at an impasse.
Oh, why are you cutting my extension? Can you moderate?
We both disagreed
with
each other.
I don't know how, bro. You just said you didn't want to continue.
Can you moderate? Can you moderate?
You said you didn't want to continue because friends were
continuing now. Can you moderate?
Okay.
He clearly doesn't know how to debate without perma abusing, so we can continue because it's some low tier shit. It just makes him look worse. Anyways. So you just made a claim that anyways. Can you please mute him? Can you please mute him? What the fuck?
No, Arthur, we're not gonna...
Bro.
Wait, hold on. I don't even know.
Like you're supposed to mod. Like,
wait,
bro, we need
shut
up. Yes,
but
I'm trying to explain to him why.
Chill.
You're not doing shit.
Wait, shut the fuck up, damn nigga.
You just chill and be a real human for 1 minute.
Nigga, you're the one who isn't human. You're the one cutting me off. Are you retarded,
right, bro? That shit's unreal, bro. All right, I'm gonna be real, bro. I have no fucking clue who was fucking speaking first because these
That's
niggas.
That's what I was trying to say to him, bro. Let's tell him who was speaking first, but this nigga
shut up, censor. You obviously know I was speaking first because you literally interjected.
My nigga, I'm talking because
I'm trying to tell you the line of events. Stop cutting me off so I can explain it to you. You heard me say, anyways, and can y'all have him stop unmuting himself? But yeah, censor. Remember, I gave my. I don't know what you just said, but yeah.
Who's so gonna stop him from unmuting himself?
The person who has perms above him. Is this not villain server?
I don't. If he does, then he's obviously not stripping him. You asked him to strip him.
Yeah, because his bias is fuck. That shitty ass nigga. But anyways, censor. So the line of events was I gave my argument, and he wanted to. I said that we're gonna go into another point after. He made the claim that this point is supporting the other claim, and then I was gonna respond to other claims. So it was obviously my time to speak.
Okay. Yeah, but what I was saying. Okay, center. Now, can I say what I have to say? So what I was saying in response was that I understand that I explained that they're a part of the same point, but you can't just now try to go on that or deviate to that point now when we're already talking about this first thing. That's going to get us to an impasse because we weren't done talking about the first part of this conjoint point. Which is whether
we're talking about an overarching. We're talking about
wait.
Chill.
Look, calm down.
He literally stopped speaking. I just put him to go.
No, I did not.
Paused for
I did not.
Yeah, he did pause. Even Center agrees. So give your argument.
Finish. Wait, bro.
I'm telling you to go, and then you're fucking bitch, nigga. You're bitch.
But I would like you to mute. I would just like you to mute. Okay, whatever.
Just go ahead.
Thank you. So yeah, thanks so much. So yeah, it was whether or not the insurance thing actually included some sort of sense of scaling, or if it was just whether or not Maki and Rika as a unit would be able to pose as a threat, right? So yeah, I was saying you can't just deviate to the other thing now because you didn't understand that this was one conjoint point.
Wait, it's not me deviating by virtue of a lack of understanding. It's not me deviating by virtue of a lack of understanding. It's not a lack of understanding at all because even Center thought that we established, even though we did establish, you just want to be a crybaby and weasel out because you understand you can't actually do anything. But what we established is that we're going to go point by point leading on. So I established and continued the first point, and then you made the claim, the second point, we're going to have to argue at the same time because it's a supporting unit. Center can grant this. He literally said it himself that we agreed to establish it point by point, step by step, because you're a fucking baby, and I need to teach you to that. Also, the claim wasn't whether or not they're a threat to Sukuna. The claim is whether or not there will be a bigger, the claim was whether or not there will be an adequate solution to respond to him having more entities. This is simple shit, bitch.
Okay, yeah. Can I respond to that? And can you calm down? So
pretty much, logically possible.
So he's wrong about that whole thing at the beginning. So yeah, I did agree that we could go point by point, but I was also explaining to him since the beginning, and it's kind of on me because I didn't make it clear enough in the beginning that those things are a part of this one argument. So for him to try to go point by point on that wouldn't be included in the standard we set unless I was making an entirely separate thing, but it is a part of like the premise of this.
Oh my God. Okay.
But to respond,
wait, chill.
Oh man, this guy is a freak. But yeah,
Just go ahead. Don't
yeah. It was about whether or not as a unit they would be a threat to Sukuna in a combative sense in comparison to Maki. So I don't know why you're saying I was wrong about that, but to be honest, I don't think we should keep arguing on this. I think based on what we've already said, I think center should make a decision on who should be able to talk first,
you can
this
think
is
that.
just
But anyway,
dumb.
for the disposal,
This is just
for the
dumb.
shotgun thing, since low tiers like you still have a lack of understanding of this, when you have a point, all a point is a belief. And then going into the point will be the elaboration of that belief. So when you have sub-points such as premises to infer the conclusion, yes, there's an overarching point. However, those premises are still sub-points. So when we agree to go point by point, that means we're going point by point for the sub-points as well, because analytically, they're a point. Yes, a point is a point, like the simple shit. So anyways, if you have a disposal thing, which is supposed to be supporting evidence for the conclusion that Yuta is above Maki by virtue of this scan, then yes, it will be a point. Basic shit, my nigga. Like, we can move on.
Okay. Yeah, you're still not understanding. So my whole thing is that the disposable thing is not a sub point. My thing is that she thinks of herself as disposable because of Yuta's ability to be the insurance, right? The equator for like Gojo. Or sorry, it doesn't like not direct equator, but like replacement. You get what I'm saying?
Actual question?
No, not until.
I mean, since we're agreed, we can ask questions, but I guess he's not going to impose that. He's not going to impose that rule.
I said you. I said you could ask a question. I said just after I'm done. I said you can ask me a question just after.
Yeah, I'm talking about he agreed that we can interject to ask questions, but I guess he's not going to impose that when you're speaking, only when I'm speaking. Go ahead.
But I'm back. Yeah.
This is pretty.
So hold on. Wait a second. I believe the last time I did let fucking you ask a question. So just ask a question real quick, as long as it doesn't take you.
Are these separate statements, Auden?
No, they're not separate.
By separate, I mean, are these statements made in the same sentence?
What, like the disposable thing? No.
Does it say? Is it just yes or no?
Yes, in my claim, yes.
No, not in your claim. I'm talking about in the manga. Are these statements separate? Are they made in the same sentence?
No, the disposable thing is what I'm interpreting based on the insurance statement. That's what I'm telling you.
Okay. No. Chill. Okay, I was just I was asking questions. So continue. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, bro. That's what I've been trying to tell you this whole time, but it's fine. Yeah. So I mean, pretty much, like, yeah, that's pretty much it. But can we just please let center decide what we're?
No,
I don't want to keep bickering over this. It doesn't matter.
Wait. Can you send? Okay, anyways, can you send your scan? Because if you're saying that, I'm just gonna clarify this. The judge, he just made the claim that the disposable shit is solely off of the insurance stuff. So if I do defeat the insurance point, that the disposal stuff isn't a supporter at all. So what he just said was not true. He contradicted bro.
Wait, chill.
He contradicted himself because initially he said the disposal point was something that's supporting the overarching claim, which is the insurance stuff. But now he's saying that the disposal stuff is off of the insurance stuff. So if I defeat the insurance stuff, the disposal stuff doesn't go through, and that follows that the disposal stuff isn't extra evidence at all. It's just a claim.
I don't think I ever said that, but what's it called? I sent the scan already. In evidence, it says specifically here, if anyone's going out, it's me. Don't forget your role, Yuta. If you go down, then there's a good chunk of our insurance. So yeah, and by the way, wait. I would just like to say that, like, clarify real quick. You never even looked at the scan. When I brought it up, you said you knew what I was talking about. So this is like the.
No, I said I knew the context.
Yeah, you knew you.
Oh
yeah.
Okay. You just made
it.
Let me respond.
That's why you were.
Wait, hold on.
The whole thing.
I'm about to give an argument. This is something.
He said
the scan. Damn.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I can't hear both at the same time.
This demonstrates an inability to track, because I never made the claim once again that I knew of the scan or the statement. I said I know of the content.
That doesn't matter.
But anyways, bro, chill, calm down, damn.
Okay, I'm not gonna like have this like stupid ass.
I don't know what that.
Oh my God, can y'all mute?
You get to the main point.
I'm trying to, and then you cut me off. Shut up.
Because you're saying irrelevant
I'm literally about to go. Shut up. Oh my God, shut up. Anyways, for the good chunk thing, I agree that he can be a good chunk. That isn't what they say. You're misrepresenting what they say. Him and Maki can be good chunks. That doesn't mean anything at all. It doesn't say a main chunk unless I didn't read the scan properly. So you can show where it says main chunk.
See, this is why you have to listen because I've been sent the scan, dog. So,
I agree that you sent the scan. That isn't a point of contention, dumbass.
Okay,
All right, bro. All right, bro. All right. Just Auden, don't say that. Just go to the main point, bro, please.
This would just kind of go back to what I already said, about what's it called? What Maki says and how she says that she has to go out first for a reason because she knows that if Yuta were to go down, then a substantial amount of their chances would go down in the first place. That's what I'm explaining to you. That's why she proposes herself to go in, and that's where the disposable thing is derived off of. Because if she goes in and she goes down and takes a loss, it is not as big as Yuta going down and taking a loss. Good chunk of insurance. By the way, the second thing you said, I don't even know how that responds to anything because you're trying to say that she can be a good chunk of the insurance, but where's the justification? That's just like a possibility.
Wait, yeah. So
give me one second. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, he's gonna be back.
In response, he can be back. But anyways, in response to what you just said, you just made a claim once again that's literally her impersonality for her to say. I don't care about that shit. And then for the good no. Yo, as soon as he leaves, he starts working. Shut up, like
no, that's dog.
No.
Okay, all right, repeat that.
Repeat
that.
Wait, censor, moderate. He's cutting me off, bro. Oh my god.
Wait, hold my nigga. I just came back. That's why I said don't fuck up.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Repeat. I'm trying to tell you to repeat.
Hold on.
I am. I'm not.
I haven't repeated. Y'all still. Hold on. I gotta press my Discord real quick. Give me a second.
All right. Oh my. Why are you being so ignorant? I'm trying to help you out.
It's not me being ignorant. You don't know what ignorance is. Define ignorance without Google. Go ahead. He wasn't here when you interjected me, dumbass. When you interjected me, he wasn't at all.
He just came back.
No, I agree. I agree. He just came back. I'm talking about
when I was talking.
No, he did not come back when you first interjected me. That's non sequitur. That's not true.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, that's the claim.
That's so meaningless to argue over. Like,
I don't care. You're the one that's trying to argue upon it. Like, the fuck?
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are,
bro. Like, you're so weird. But anyway, let's wait for his thing to reset. Okay. All right. So yeah. Repeat your point for author.
Sense, are you there? Because you're talking.
Yeah, I'm here. I just came back.
Yeah. So So why is the statement true?
Okay. So all right. So author. Let me tell you what he said since he wants to be an idiot. So he said that there's a possibility that Maki is a good chunk of the insurance too, not only Yuta.
I can justify that if you want.
Oh my gosh, dog.
I mean, yeah, I got you. So for censor, yes, I did. I did say.
So why didn't you just repeat the whole first time?
That's what I was saying. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Go ahead. I'm trying to.
All right, bro.
Pretty good, nigga. For the good chunk thing, I said, all it says is that he's a good chunk, not a main chunk. So that doesn't tell your conclusion necessarily. So it will follow that it's logically possible for my side to be the case. Mm-hmm. And then because I do think Maki and them relative, I do think it's narratively portrayed that they're relative. I don't care about that. And then for the other points, I said, I want you to justify why the statement about the disposal thing actually entails the conclusion you're trying to make it entail. That's just retarded as fuck. What?
Okay. So yeah, what's it called? So yeah, pretty much to respond to the first thing, I'd like you to justify that she's also a good chunk of the insurance, right? Alongside. Okay, so that's just question begging because you said. Wait, can you mute him? I mute him while I say this. Can you specifically mute him while I say this?
No, I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to.
I know he's going to talk over me. Just
go ahead. I muted him.
Okay. The reason why it's question begging is because what's in question is whether or not this thing is possible. Not whether or not it's possible. You said that it is possible that Maki's a good chunk of the insurance. I asked you to justify this. You said just now that, it's possible. So you're kind of just, I guess, repeating your claim. You're not really substantiating anything. Response to the second part of what you said. So you would like me to substantiate the statement or the intent behind the statement. So what do you think when she said...
I'm not answering any questions. That's my point, by the way. Hope you know that. I already said this.
Why?
Please shrug. Until it's my point to speak, I'm not answering any questions. I'll answer your question when it's my turn to speak, though.
I mean obviously, I'm setting the precedence of the question for a reason.
Yeah, okay, of course, you can set it for a reason. It doesn't mean I have to answer it. I'll answer it during.
Okay. That's
I understand that.
Auden, wait.
Unless you're granting that is my turn.
All right, chill. I'm gonna mute both you niggas, bro.
Sorry.
I'm gonna set the precedent for the question. It will be answered when it's Infinity's turn to speak, bro. Please don't argue about this dumb shit, bro. I'm not trying to sit here longer. I got somewhere to go.
Damn, it took me a bit. So yeah, I was gonna say that, okay, so you asked me why does this statement mean that she's somewhat disposable in comparison? So it kind of is just, okay, what did you say then, when it came to that?
Is it my turn to speak overall, or are you just asking this question to go into a point?
No, I'm just asking this one question.
Okay, then give your argument. I just told you my conditions for speaking. Answering question.
All right. So I'm guessing that you said that the disposable thing, or you'd ask me how I'm getting this based on the insurance statement. So yeah, via what I'm already explaining to you, that if Yuta is a good chunk, right? Or sorry, if good chunk is synonymous with like the majority of the chunk, or a big portion that I'm trying to say, then her going out there and fighting wouldn't be as big as a loss for them if Yuta, if she were to lose to Sukuna before Yuta does. So that's the whole thing where it comes from. Actually, there's the Viz translation I could get.
Okay, you can send that after, but anyways, so in response to every point that you just made, for the Maki possibility stuff, you just said that you're not putting it the question why it's possible. Then you just said you're putting it the question why it's possible. Please track your own fucking burdens. So the reason why it's possible under the modal scope of logic is because it does not correspond or contradict any of the three laws of thought. It is identical with itself. The proposition that she is relative or stronger than Yuta, it is going to be either true or false. It's not going to be a middle ground. And it is not the case that it is a contradiction, as in it's true or false, are both true and false. So it follows that it's logically possible. And I also believe that my point is scholastically justifiable. And then for Maki being relative to them. And then for the other point you just made, is why I don't like fucking debating fiction. Like, there's too much shit we don't know. We don't know about Yuta's arsenal. Like, for example, his domain expansion. We don't know how effective his curse speech would be against someone like Kenjaku or Sukuna. We don't know at all, my nigga. So when it comes to him being a higher insurance, Maki can just deem him to be a better or have a better suited arsenal for every opponent that is going to be coming. Like, for example, Sukuna Kenjaku. His arsenal, for example, his domain expansion, can be a better solution to dealing with Kenjaku than anything in Maki's arsenal, or it can be a better solution to dealing with Sukuna than anything in Maki's arsenal. This all goes back to the initial point. We don't know shit. That's why I don't like fucking debating fiction. This shit is ass, my nigga. We don't know anything about the fucking characters like that. This is retarded.
All right, hello?
Yes, this is our points, dumbass villain. Basic logic. Maybe you should know that, since you claim to be so smart.
Okay, I just sent it again. So yeah, so all right. I would just like you to repeat the whole thing again, just one more time to make sure I respond.
The entire thing, or just the last points?
The entire thing.
Yeah, so for the first thing I said, it's going to be possible because by the logical modal scope, because it doesn't, one, have a middle ground, it's either true or false. The statement that she is stronger or relative with them, or she is a good chunk, it is either true or false, meaning it's going to not be a contradiction. It's not both true and false. And then the statement that she's relative or stronger than them, or a good chunk, is going to be identical with itself. And it's also epistemologically possible, and I believe it's scholastically justified that she is relative with them. And then for the last thing, I don't like debating fiction because there's too much shit we do not know about the characters. We don't know what the confines of his domain's abilities are going to do. We don't know what his domain is. We don't know how effective curse energy would be. We don't know how many abilities Rika has stored for him. We don't know how strong his abilities are in comparison to the characters. Therefore, Maki can just deem off of what she's seen a posteriori, off of what she's seen, she can deem Yuta to be a stronger, or not stronger, a better opponent for the people who are upcoming, that being Kenjaku and Sukuna. Also, do we even know if Maki knows how strong she is? Like current Maki?
All right, I would like to respond to everything.
Yeah.
I would just like to acknowledge something from earlier. You said that they were relative. I'd like you to justify that. And then let me respond to everything you said. You did say that, but you said, so I know that it would be possible, but when I asked you to substantiate the possibility with some sort of thing, you never gave any evidence or anything that like would make your thing likely at all. And wouldn't you think, actually, there is an inherent contradiction in your argument, because if we don't know anything about his abilities, right, and she's making this claim, then wouldn't the safest thing to assume is that she's talking about him combat wise, and not specifically aiming to talking about abilities when saying that he's the
top
level of insurance. Wait.
I'm saying I can answer that now if you want. Is that a question?
No, but like you said, no. It is a question, but you said earlier that the standard for us talking or you talking was to wait till I'm done.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just saying I can answer it.
No. I would not like you to even bring that.
Okay, that's fine. Go ahead.
No, you will say it after. But there's an inherent contradiction there.
Wait, chill.
I would like you to go more in depth with what this doxality or whatever that is.
This nigga, he's reading chat. You're helping in the chat.
Whatever that is as your justification.
I got you.
I would like to know why that's sufficient.
I got you, Lona. So for the justification, anyway, stop cutting me off and maybe you'll understand it, dumbass. So for the justification point, I don't need to give any evidence for a possibility if your side is unlikely at all. If it's not likely, then I don't need to give evidence because it would just be equal interpretation. This is basic low tier shit. I'm sure you should understand this since you spam it in all your debates. Anyways, Auden logic, I don't need to give likelihood towards my possibility because if you have no likelihood, then it'll be equal interpretation. You have no likelihood, ergo will be equal interpretation. Simple syllogism. In response to the other arguments you just made, no, it's not going to be the case that we should assume what they're talking about. You keep on saying we should assume. I asked you why we should normatively assume things within debates, and you have no evidence for that for the first one. I already asked that. There's no evidence for why we should make normative assumptions. That's fucking retarded. So if we shouldn't make normative assumptions, then we should not go off of what she's talking about. I mean, not what she's talking about. We should not go off of what we think she's talking about unless it's verifiable. It is not verifiable, therefore it entails we should not go off of what we think she's talking about. A posteriori, we know Maki has more knowledge than her. We know Maki has more knowledge than us on Yuta. Therefore, it follows that her experience with Yuta can possibly make her deem him to be a better combatant in comparison to the fighters that are upcoming. And then for the doastic justification, all I'm saying is that it's reasonable to believe by virtue of our current belief system. And the reason why it's going to be adequate is because by your logic, I'm not saying this is true, but since it's going to be something that you think, then I'm going to say by virtue of your thought process, it should be accepted. It's going to be sufficient because by your logic, we should accept what's shown. I believe it's shown that there's some justification for them being relative, that being that the narrative portrayal of them being heavy hitters.
All right, there you go. So there's no equal interpretation because I'm imposing a probability while you're imposing a possibility. That's for one. So there is no equal interpretation. I think my standard would hold precedence. Response to the other thing, you don't understand what assumption actually means because an assumption does not always require evidence for it to, I guess, be imposed, right? I'm saying that the safest assumption to make would be this because the other assumptions are really unnecessary and things that under question I don't think you'd be able to prove. And you already said you don't know if all these things or what all these things have and what they specifically do, right? And for the heavy hitters thing, I would just like to say it stated Yuta leads the heavy hitters, so I don't know why it would ever like mean that they're relative if he's basically implied to be like the leader, the top one out of all of them. Number one.
Yeah, so for the relative shit, okay, for the unnecessary shit, your assumption would also be unnecessary. There's nothing that's going to be the case in all possible worlds. I don't understand why you brought that up. And then for the assumption thing, I'm not misdefining assumption at all. An assumption is a claim you make without evidence. It is not the case that you can use assumptions as reasoning. I'm not saying that assumptions require reasoning in basic conversations because most people won't put it to question an assumption. However, when it is put into question, it would require reasoning. Therefore, within this point, you would need to justify why this assumption is something we should lean towards. You are making a claim that, well, it's the most safest assumption. What is the argument for why it's the most safest assumption? If you're not going to justify it, that goes back to the Hitchens razor point. It's dismissed. I'm not making any unjustifiable assumption. And then for the no point, I'm saying I don't know. You don't know either. The only ones who do know is the author or people who have in-depth analysis of the story or Maki, maybe someone who's fucking trained to Yuta, my nigga, someone who has experience with Yuta, like simple shit. And then for the heavy hitter stuff, yeah, he can be the leader, doesn't imply strength at all. I'm just saying that Maki has better scaling, which I'll get to my point. Like, that's why I said we're going to move on to that point after.
Okay, sorry, repeat that one more time.
I'm not repeating. You heard it, nigga. Like,
no, I didn't hear everything. That's why I'm just asking you to repeat it.
What part did you cut off in?
Like after the whole, like you started talking about the assumptions. like
I
in
said
the definition, and you not misconstruing it.
Assumption by definition is going to be a claim that's made without evidence. If that follows, then I'm not saying that if they're not putting into question, assumptions require evidence. I'm saying if they are putting into question, assumptions require evidence. Within this point of the debate, the assumption is put into question, therefore it requires evidence. You made the claim that it's a safer assumption, or we should lead towards that assumption. What is the argument as to why we should lead towards that assumption? If you have no argument or justification, it follows that I can apply Hitch's razor the same as I did at the first point of the debate, Auden. And then for the other stuff, for the heavy hitter stuff, him being the leader doesn't imply strength. And then I don't know what else in here. For the probability stuff, yeah, right, that's point of contention. You just question back. What's putting the question whether or not you have probability, like simple shit.
Okay. What's it called? I never claimed to actually have it, but you don't understand that. So what's it called? I was gonna say you can respond directly to that if there's more assumptions in yours, and like you just said in your standard, I already said that there's a contradiction when it comes to the standard and the precedents you're trying to set for this thing, right? I explained to you that you said that we don't know what these things do. So I'm saying if we don't know these things and what they do, how can you ever make more assumptions like you're doing to say that this thing is specifically could be talking about his abilities when we don't know the full lengths of these abilities? So
can I respond?
Wait, no. I mean, another response is you saying like, oh, just because he's a heavy hitter leader doesn't mean that the leader like talks about strength. What do you think a leader would entail? I mean, most of the time when we're talking about the leader of something or the term, it's common to believe that this person is the best in this thing.
Oh my God, why do you always argue that shit? Like, that's such an ass argument. So yeah, so let me answer the question. The answer to the question is going to be when someone is a leader, what I first think of, not that this is going to be applied in every scenario, but what I first think of is their tactical knowledge. For someone who's a leader, I believe they have to be tactically sufficient. If that follows, then Yuta can just be the most tactical in the group. I don't think that means he has to be the strongest. Let's say they're all relative, as in they're all at a base level of strength, that being 10. If they're all 10, but Yuta has a single property over them, which would translate to tactical knowledge or even academic knowledge, then it follows that he can be the leader. He is the best leader out of all of them. Does not mean he has to be the strongest. So you saying it's the most common belief, I actually disagree with that because I have evidence that it isn't the most common belief, but I want you to send your evidence. I can give analogical arguments, that being like, for example, within Dragon Ball, we have No, I'm not gonna argue Dragon Ball verse. Within Berserk, we have the idea of evil, who is the leader of everything, but he isn't the strongest in Berserk at all. And then we have other examples within fiction. And then even if there was no examples, I don't care about this argument. This isn't any likelihood increasing argument or any sufficient basis that you have. So we can move on, like switch it. And then you just said there's a contradiction. All I'm saying is that we do know he has two entities within his arsenal, which could be a reason or medium for it being an adequate solution as a response to Sukuna, who has three beings going against Gojo. If Yuta goes out there and Yuta fights, for example, the two Shinigamis with Rika, while Gojo takes on Sukuna, that is a 3v3. If Maki goes out there, in comparison, Auden, that will be a 2v3, meaning it is a worse matchup if they were relative. So anyways, for the other point, once again, like that just goes back, you just question back. You said you're not giving any likelihood. That's just your concession on your point. Nice, easy claps.
Okay, can you repeat like the?
Okay, oh my God, this nigga's not listening. No, you're not tracking.
The only reason I want you to repeat everything is to make sure that like I'm responding to everything.
Just intend it, my nigga. Like you're not tracking at all. You obviously are not tracking. That's why you want to.
Wait. Can you just repeat the Gojo Sukuna thing and then the last thing about the question bag?
Gojo Sukuna. Sukuna has 3. Gojo 1. If Yuta goes out, then it's Yuta and Rika. Therefore, it's 3v3. If Maki goes out, in comparison, it's going to be a 2v3. Therefore, his arsenal will be a more adequate solution if they were relative. Or it would just be a more adequate solution overall. That follows. The question bag is going to be you saying that you have no likelihood, and then you making the claim that you do have likelihood, but there's no argument as to why you have likelihood. You're assuming that premise to be your conclusion. That's what's put in the question, my nigga.
All right, all right, I'm back. My fault. So yeah, the whole thing about me saying that I'm imposing likelihood, and actually, I'm gonna get more in depth with this. It's about what we're both attempting to do. So me saying that I'm not directly like I do not have a likelihood under some sort of like certain standard is what I mean. Like there's no objective standard saying that.
Yes, there is.
I am a bro.
Wait, clarify that. Are you saying there's no objective standard for what's likely?
No.
Or are you saying you have no standard?
No, I'm saying, yeah, I don't have one. So I'm saying that in turn, right, I'm attempting to make a probabilistic argument, as in comparison to you, you're attempting to make a possible argument. So that's why I was saying to you earlier, my thing already held more precedence in comparison to yours. I think you were misunderstanding that. So another thing is what's it called? So you said that Rika and Yuta would be like a better like matchup. So this thing that doesn't really contradict what I'm saying at all, because my whole thing is right. The safest, like, okay, back to like this, but I know this could get redundant. My whole thing is right. Yuta and Rika are also the only people that are strong enough as a duo, and they also suit the best when it comes to this thing. So I don't really see how that would even like respond to anything, to be honest.
Yeah, I got you. So the reason why we respond to the argument is because all I'm saying is that within this specific instance, meaning it's circumstantial, not connective scaling.
Yeah, let me respond to the leader thing. Sorry. Can I please respond to that? Okay. So yeah, you said it was talking about tactical knowledge. What is tactical knowledge gained through years of experience, lots of experience, ability? So I don't really see. Wait. A lot of tactical knowledge, and actually, you would have to prove that in this instance where they call him the leader, that they're specifically talking about tactical knowledge, because all you did was point out that that's one of the attributable factors to a leader. But like I was about to say, tactical knowledge comes with a lot of experience, years.
Wait. Okay. Let me explain this real quick. So yeah, that's a misconception that you low tiers have for some reason. When it comes to tactical knowledge, it's not just gained solely from experience. If you're a quicker learner than, for example, Maki is, then you can read a book and analyze it completely. Your analytical ability is going to be upscaled completely off of that. That's not you gaining the tactical knowledge from years of experience, but instead you're gaining it from that one simple book in comparison to someone like Maki, who's been fighting for years and years and years and years and years. They can be a slow learner, or they can be retarded, like, for example, you, Auden, or even Tomwin. Let's say they're retarded like Tomwin. That means they're a slow learner because Tomwin has been debating for 5 years and he hasn't gotten better, meaning he's a slow learner. If that follows, then it isn't just gained a posteriori, but instead it can just be gained by virtue of him being a quick learner. Simple shit, nigga. In response to the tactical knowledge thing about it being the trait I'm trying to attribute to is, I'm not trying to attribute that trait. I'm just saying that, why do you believe this is the conclusion they're inferring when they say he's the leader? I don't believe that at all, and I believe it's actually reasonable to say he's more tactically sufficient because he actually has more things within his arsenal. That does not mean that he's stronger than Maki, but instead that just means he has more solutions he can choose from when placed into a dire situation where he requires the solution. But the strongest dual thing, that doesn't help you at all, because all I'm saying is that for people like Kenjaku, that this possibly can be the case, that he has something within his arsenal that can compare to Kenjaku in comparison to Maki that isn't connective scaling. That's called circumstantial scaling, where there's external factors as to why this character beat another character or why they're above another character. And then for Sukuna, I'm saying that I do believe it's likely by virtue of what we do know, that being that he has two entities in his arsenal, Auden. So this is a likelihood claim I'm making for the Sukuna stuff, and the Kenjaku thing is a possibility claim. For the even though I do believe it's still possible, and if you don't give likelihood towards your interpretation for the Sukuna stuff, it would be equal interpretation. I'll give some type of rationale, even though it's not required. Shinra is not required. So anyways, the rationale being that he has two people within his arsenal in comparison to Maki, who has one person. So if it is the case that it follows that if he goes out, it's going to be a 3v3 in comparison to a 1v2, doesn't mean that he's the best duel or that makes him stronger competitively than Maki. All that means is circumstantially he would be a better opponent for the opponent that he's trying to go up against. So if Jogo fights Hanami, we understand that Jogo is said to be a direct counter to Hanami. That doesn't mean that Hanami would lose to Nabuto just because Nabuto is below Jogo or above Jogo. That's just circumstantial scaling. Elemental advantages is not the same thing as connective scaling, Auden. Hello?
Hello, I'm back. Can you repeat that?
Oh my god. This nigga definitely here.
I'm gonna be real. I'm not gonna be able to like stay like, I don't know.
Okay, sure. We can end it off at this point. We can have Shimmer judge it. But Auden, so what did you cut off?
whole thing that you said.
Oh, this nigga's capping, but okay, anyways. Yeah, so for the strongest duel point, him being the strongest, anyways. I never made the claim he was the strongest duel, so that wouldn't help your point. All I'm saying is that he has something in his arsenal which would be a better and adequate solution to fight against someone like Sukuna because he has 3 Shikigami in that instance. So once again, that follows, and I believe this is likely. It does not require likelihood, but I do believe it's likely. For the Kenjaku thing, all I'm saying is that we don't have enough knowledge on Yuta to assert that what his abilities are going to be ineffective or effective against Kenjaku. So that can be a possible medium as to why Maki deems him as a higher insurance, because he has more solutions within his arsenal that he can choose from within dire situations. That doesn't make him more stronger than Maki. That's circumstantial. Circumstantial means there's an external factor as to why the character is above X character or why the character beat X character. Now, we see that, for example, if it is, give me 2 seconds. My bad. For the likelihood thing, you just said you don't have an objective measure for yourself. Obviously, there's no objective measure for yourself because if it was for yourself, that means it's subjective by definition as oxymoronic again. And then I'm not misunderstanding that at all. And then for the attribute point, all I'm saying is that since you made the claim as a common trait that the leader's always the strongest, that they're usually the strongest, I want you to demonstrate that because I actually disagree. I actually believe as a common trait, common trait that it's either that they're the strongest or it's either that they're relative and the leader has just higher tactical knowledge or they're just superior in knowledge and analytical ability. So I think it's simple as that. Like Itachi's superior in analytical ability than most characters in Naruto. Does that mean he's smarter? No. But does that mean he could be a better leader or a more suited position? Yes, I do believe that means he can be or have a more suited position, which is going to be called a leader for the other characters. Okay, and then for the other stuff, it just goes through. You're going to have to point out what you didn't hear.
Okay, so for like the 15,000th time. So yeah, I understand. I acknowledge like the whole thing about Maki and what's it called, Yuta having a better chance because there's 2 people in his arsenal. Yes, I acknowledge that you did say this, but Infinity, for like the 15th time, I already said you contradicted your standard because the thing you're trying to use to form this rationale, there's a contradiction in that because for like what's the 15th time. Okay, yes, I'm explaining. You claim that we do not know enough about Yuta's abilities.
Oh my god!
Can I
well, I'm gonna just Infinity sure for sure.
Okay, so I was gonna say you keep saying that we don't know enough about Yuta's abilities to make a actual standard or make an actual argument in support of Yuta, right? But then you also go to say that it has to be abilities. So if we don't know enough about abilities, how are we able to make a conclusion on whether or not Maki is specifically talking about these abilities, right? Response. Yeah, that would inherently just be a question, Ben, right? That's just first of all, because I already responded to this and I already explained how what's it called, the Yuta thing, it would make more sense to say why this is talking about stats than abilities. In response to the other thing you said about what's it called, Sukuna and Gojo, and Sukuna having 3 people that he's fighting alongside, including himself, and then Yuta having Rika. Yes, I do understand that we're talking about, in the case of numbers, that would also be something that we can attribute to Yuta's case. But I'm saying another part of it is quality as well. Hence why I'm saying you're not contradicting anything.
That's the claim.
Because what I'm already putting into question is whether or not this thing is solely a quantity thing and whether or not it is a quality thing as well. So when you go on to say that Yuta has Rika alongside him, so it'd make more sense for for Yuta to fight with Rika, that doesn't make any sense. It have to be a strength thing because look at Gojo, right? Gojo is just one soul fighter and he's fighting Sukuna and the Maharagas, right? So it have to be a strength thing.
Okay. So
sorry. Oh I forgot you said one more thing. Sorry, no. I'm sorry. I don't like when I do that either. But there's one more thing that you did say. Another thing that you did say was that you're using this rationale, right? I already pinpointed the things that are wrong with this rationale. I feel
you're repeating yourself, bro. You already said this.
Just let him finish, bro.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, I already pinpointed what's wrong with this rationale. I asked you for like the 10th time, like what's it called, for this reasoning. Can you point out any sort of substantial evidence or anything to back this up? right? And you just kind of say it's a possibility. I don't know how you would make that, like, I don't know how that would be a substantial rationale to the judge or anybody if you're just saying it's a possibility, especially to the Kenjaku shit. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, for the, especially to the Kenjaku thing, you're putting something in the burden without any basis towards your skepticism at all. I already gave some type of rationale for that burden. If you don't have basis towards your skepticism, yeah, Sensei, please mute him. If you don't have basis towards your skepticism, I'm just going to dismiss it. That's just you repeating the burden, which I already believe I adequately justified it. I don't care if you think you don't know how it's going to be sufficient. I don't care about what you have JTB on. All I'm saying is that it's going to be shut up. It's something that's displayed within the series. We do not know what his domain expansion is because we haven't seen it. We do not know all the abilities within his arsenal, which we do know he has a lot of abilities in his arsenal because when they displayed Rika and when they were explaining him trying to get the little arm ability, we saw multiple things within Rika, etc. This is all variables that I have. You have nothing on your side. And once again, for the judge, it does not require any basis. All I'm saying is that this is likely off of what I know, but it doesn't even need to be likely. It could just be possible. He has no likelihood or he has no deductive case for his side. He's just question begging. And then your median for what's question begging isn't an adequate determinator. You saying that you already responded, that isn't the same thing as me question begging. You can respond to an argument, but that doesn't make it a question bag, dumbass. And then for the other stuff, once again, like, bro, for the quantitative stuff, I never said that. Chill. I never said there was no quality aspect at all. Obviously, if it was just two of them and they went out and they had no strength or quality, they would just get one-shotted. I'm saying that why isn't it just both, Auden? Why isn't it just both? You're placing burdens upon me doing your own scaling. I'm just going to put the burdens onto you. I already did multiple times. The burdens are on you. Stop shifting the burden. So why is it the case that it is? Shut up. Can y'all mute him, please? Because I literally let him finish. Niggas fake laughing like it's Apollo. Yeah. So anyways, you keep on trying to make it anyways. You keep on trying to make the claim that it's qualitative. Why is it only qualitative, Auden? I'm making a claim that I believe, meaning it doesn't require justification. I believe that it's both qualitative and quantitative. Also with the knowledge thing, some knowledge on X property does not entail all knowledge on X property. I do not have all knowledge on this specific domain of discourse. That's fucking retarded. That's a non sequitur. I'm saying from what we do know he has something within his arsenal that can be an adequate solution to Sukuna, while Maki does not. From what we do know, that does not mean that he's above Maki. And then from a lack of knowledge, we do not know what his domain expansion or any of these abilities are. Therefore, we cannot tell if he has an adequate solution against someone like Kenjaku. So these are two separate instances. So some knowledge is inequivalent to all knowledge.
Okay, yeah. Okay. There's a lot of things to respond to there. So the question back thing, I did go more in depth with it a little earlier, but I guess I'll just have to repeat it again. And you actually said this at the beginning of your response. I said it was a question bag because not only because you repeated the same thing in response to my response, but because there was a lack of sufficiency on that response. That's why I was saying. And okay, yeah. But I'm going more in depth with that because at the beginning,
why is it insufficient?
Wait. Can I answer that later? Like, can I just give my full response?
My point goes through. It's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I was saying there was a lack of sufficiency to that response because instead of you actually giving more rationale or going more in depth with your point and clarifying, you kind of just repeated the same thing explicitly. And then in response to the other thing you said, yes, I acknowledge that it is both. It is going to be a quantity and quality thing, obviously infinity. But what you were saying was that it was more of a quantity thing than a quality thing.
You can move on.
Wait, I'm not done. That's at least what your argument was implying. So I was explaining to you that that's not a contradiction because, right? It's right. Obviously, there is some quantity to it that it's both people, but the more significant part of it is what you can gain from having those two people on there, right? How strong they actually are in the first place, which is why I brought up this statement and why we're arguing this in the first place. But
okay,
what's it called? Another wait. I'm not done.
That's why I asked.
Okay, yeah. So I'm just trying to remember everything you said. I know there's something else. Actually, I would just like to say this too. Like, because I already addressed the premise and you're trying to say that we have to do one premise at a time, I'm just going to dismiss any of the extra shit that you bring up, dog.
No,
like,
okay.
You've contradicted the standard that... No. You've contradicted the standard that we went over many times. Author, is there anything else I'm missing? Is there anything else that I'm missing that he said?
I'm going to, anyways.
Is there anything? No. I'm trying to make my full. I'm trying to make my full response.
I've seen a moderator something that said from the argument.
Thank you, author.
Enter isn't listening. What the fuck?
Author.
I literally isn't listening, so we can move on.
Alter, is there anything else that he said that I'm missing?
I don't care what the moderator says.
I'm not sure. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't listening too hard. So
let me respond to what you just said. One, I'm not contradicting myself at all. I said we established this standard, and you said we didn't establish it, and now you're trying to backtrack and shit like that. So I don't. Yeah. Can you please mute him, censor? He doesn't know how to take turns. He's a baby. Anyways, so once again, I don't care if you're trying to say, well, I'm going to dismiss it at all. Why can't you dismiss it? Like, this nigga's trying to fucking rap because he can't track for shit. I've tracked every single thing that you said. All my arguments are in response to all your shitty ass low tier arguments, my nigga. These tier 7 ass arguments. I don't even do JJK. You're losing to me on fucking JJK. Nigga, you suck. Anyways, why is it the case that you can dismiss anyways? Why is it the case that you can dismiss anyways? Can you please mute him, censor? Just mute him, my nigga. Like, you have perms.
I need him to down. You continue and then mute him.
So in response, yeah, Joe. And I don't even know what you just said, but anyways, so oh my god. Anyways, for the question bag, yeah, we can leave that up for recording. That's something that doesn't matter. For the qualitative and quantitative thing, I want you to justify your burden. Even if I fail to justify my burden, doesn't mean your point goes through. The burden's still on you. So it all ties back to what you need to justify. And I want you to justify why you can dismiss all my points, dumbass, just because you have a tracking issue, or just because whatever reason you fucking have, you can't listen, whatever. And then in response to the other stuff, I believe I already responded to everything else. I think we can conclude unless there was something else. Wait, you asked me a question, I think, right?
He asked you what else did you say, or is that everything you said?
I don't care about that. It's in the recording. But okay. What else did you ask me?
I would like to. No, that was it. But I was gonna say, the response, like to the whole, like, what's it called? Whether or not, like,
do you even know what you're saying? Once again, bro.
The response to the whether. Sorry, it's just like I be preoccupied. But the response to whether or not you're actually like defeating the fucking point and not making a bunch of new points. We'll just leave that up to the judges in the recording. I think I already explained that. But I would just like to get more in depth with the other things. So a lot of my things for, I guess, my rationale for the Yuta shit is just kind of based on him leading the heavy hitters, and you kind of conveyed that point.
We can move on.
Wait. Trying to argue that they're relative, and I said that he leads the group. And you remember we went into tactical knowledge, and you tried to explain that what's it called? Yuta had like a lot more experience than Maki, or like he was a quicker learner or something like that. And that was that's why I said something like that. But hence why you didn't say anything like he has tactical knowledge because he's a quicker learner.
I never said anything attributing to Yuta. We can move on, bro. Like, you suck.
I never mentioned
Yuta in analogical arguments.
Yeah, but I know you were trying to say that when we're talking about leader, it's synonymous with tactical knowledge, and that when they refer to Yuta as the leader, it would include that as well. Am I wrong? I mean,
we can move on, bro.
Like, wait, so that's not what you were saying?
We can move on. I never said synonymous with fucking leader. What the fuck?
No, I'm asking
I know you asked. That's why I answered the question, idiot. That was my answer. I never said.
No, were you imposing it synonymously with Yuta?
It's not synonymously. Synonymous, bro. We can move on, bro.
Wait, were you not saying Yuta is the leader?
You know
it is not a strength. It is not a strength thing, but it is a tactical knowledge thing. Did you not say that? Did you not say that? Because you're pissing me off. You're a rap retard. Did you not specifically say that?
Censor, can you moderate properly?
Yeah, can you shut the fuck up, bitch, and wait? Fuck, nigga.
Yeah, maybe if you moderate properly, I wouldn't have to fucking get.
Shut your bitch ass up. Wait, please, fucking mute him. Wait. You understand that, right? I can't fucking click a magical button.
Oh, maybe I just said that you have to take time. So let me respond.
I don't give a fuck. Wait. Now go ahead.
You're retarded. Okay, anyways, it's too much. Anyways, I'm not writing at all. You're actually the one writing by saying you can dismiss my points with no argument. But in response to the question, I never said it's synonymous. Synonymous means that these definitions are interchangeable within this context. I'm saying this trait could be something that's applied to him. It's not going to be necessarily the case that it has to be strength thing. That's something you're presupposing. Also, the relative thing was just an analogical argument. Hold on. Yeah, the relative thing was just an analogical argument. I'm going to go into my scaling. I do think Maki's above. And for all my other points, her being relative isn't something that's necessary because it would just, like, for example, let me explain to Shimura real quick. I don't care about the other judges other than Sensa, but let me explain to Shimura. If it is the case that it's qualitative and quantitative, that his arsenal is going to be an adequate solution to Sukuna. Even if Maki was way stronger, I do believe that if Rika was used as a means of distracting when the Shikigami, while Gojo and Yuta are taking out those other fighters, then that would just be a better solution than just taking someone out who's way, way stronger. And then, for example, Gojo, we know he's stronger when he's alone, so that's why they didn't go out there. And then for Gojo's just that nigga. You're trying to make a comparison between Gojo and my nigga. I don't care about that comparison. I'm dismissing that shit, bitch ass nigga. Gojo's just him, my nigga. Like, hey, shout out to Gojo.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not staying for the fucking other point. I'm about to go.
Yeah, we can conclude. This is gonna be the last point.
The Gojo is him shit. That's not a response. But anyway,
you can think that. Like, that isn't an argument.
Yeah, the judge knows. Like, but anyway,
wait, that isn't an argument as to why isn't sufficient.
Wait, so I would like to just say, all right. So I guess like a lot of the shit that you said wasn't really too much of a defeater. So I think we could just go fully onto your scaling.
Wait, no, the judge is about to. I mean, not the judge. I think the moderator is about to leave, so we can have the.
Yeah, but you said you wanted to do your scaling.
I know. I'm saying we can have the judge this point and then pick up another time.
Or do you?
Wait, for how long can you stay?
I'm about to go right now. I had to go like 30 minutes ago. Been waiting for you niggas to wrap up this point.
Let me explain this. Okay, Maki above. Okay, Maki relative or above 15 finger Megana, above Ryu relative with Yuta. Do you disagree? Which one do you disagree with?
I disagree. All right, author, set a 10-minute timer for this. This is
10 minutes. What the fuck? Here's so. Anyways, go ahead.
10 minutes. All right. So I disagree. Okay. So say it again. Sorry. So you said
Maki relative or above 15 finger Megana, above Ryu relative with Yuta.
Okay. I disagree with I think the Maguna that Ryu and Maki fight are two completely
different. Yeah, that's fine. It's stronger, sure. So the reason why I don't believe that is because the translation that seems to have more of a bearing. It doesn't say anything about translating to overall curse energy output, but instead it only says that it's lowered when she's attacking the opponents, or the allies of Megami.
Okay, you didn't even know what I was gonna say, but since you're trying to precog that,
okay,
that was. I was saying that his output would be lessened to below 10%. I could get you the translation.
Yeah, you can show me why. Yeah, you can show me why that translates to speed. Go ahead. Also, I agree that his output, like for example.
Wait, you said why would that translate to speed? Because that would disrupt the flow.
I'm agreeing. Chill. I'm dismissing that, so you bring that back up. But I'm agreeing that his output is lower.
You just asked me a question, dumbass.
I'm asking you after, idiot, dumbass. Let me finish my point. Anyways, so I'm asking you. I agree that his output is lowered, but I believe it's lowered under a condition. Why is your condition sufficient? Can someone send a chapter?
What's your condition?
When he's addressing the allies.
What? Like, what do you mean? When he's fighting specifically them?
When he's about to hurt the allies. That's what's stated.
Oh, I mean, what does that do for you? I think your standard.
Yeah, that means when he.
I think your standard is kind of just.
Let me answer.
Okay,
yeah,
but that does. Okay, but when I was trying to talk.
Anyways, we see that Maki goes relative when Megan isn't hurting herself.
When Megan, what?
I just said it, bro. Like, you can't track for shit.
When Megan isn't hurting herself, that's what you said.
That's not what I said. I said when Megan isn't hurting her, as in Maki. Her is referential to a female.
Well, you said self.
That's not what I said, but anyways.
Okay, so you said they could go relative when Megan isn't hurting her. So yeah, I was gonna say your standard is kind of just self-defeating at this point. Via your standard, I could just say because it could be speed and that it's possible. What's it called? And I would just like to say under your standard again. Megan could just be holding back because it's possible. Like I would just like to make that clear. I would like to say. So let me actually get the statements. Let's see what the statements specifically say about Maguna and Maguna's output. Wait. I'm not done.
No.
Yo, I'm not a lie, bro. I'm about to go right now. Literally,
okay, that's fine. Anyways, you can justify why. Yeah, censor. I mean, not censor. You can get your skin while I'm giving arguments. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So, anyways, you have to justify why is logically possible
because I have to clarify my scans.
Wait, did y'all hear? Y'all heard me, right? I'm about to go.
Yeah. 5 more minutes. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real, bro. I don't have 5 more minutes, bro. I was supposed to go like 30 minutes ago, bro. I've been trying to like fucking wait, but you niggas took like fucking 2 hours. I didn't expect this shit to be this long.
So yeah, I would just like to say, so there's multiple scans here. So there's this, all right, there's another one, and then there's another one, and I would just like to clarify that if his curse technique if his curse technique is being disrupted, then that would have to mean that the flow of his curse energy is being disrupted.
Wait, bro,
as well.
I don't care about your art. You're literally permabusing me. I'm not debating you in this server, but I'm just going to dismiss the arguments you just made. Like, simple shit. This nigga's permabusing me.
You could dismiss it. I already argued it earlier and you didn't respond.
No, I'm dismissing that argument too.
I'm just getting the scans.
Wait,
now that I'm pointing out your standard is
Wrong,
wrong,
you're getting mad because I already explained to you that your standard has inherent contradictions, and not only that there's inherent contradictions, that there's more substantiation to my point because there's evidence on my side. I've said it multiple times. I mean, you could think so. I don't really care about what you think about me. You're just like a false. You're like a false like debate prophet according to these people. So
let me respond to the
really matter to me.
So in response to arguments you just made, anyways, in response to arguments you just made, since you want to keep permabusing, I don't believe that translates to curse energy at all, or translates to curse energy manipulation. You have to justify why output translations or translate to curse energy manipulation, because I do believe specifically, okay, you stop cutting me off, anyways, because it's specifically within the verse portrayed to be something distinct. I want you to justify that. And then secondly, in response, shut up. In response to the other thing, I do believe is narrowly portrayed that he doesn't hold back against opponents who.
All right, let's end this. Do you want to end this here? Because this is kind of ridiculous.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, so for the standard thing, I already defeated that. That's retarded. I'm not going off of the standard. That's just
all right. And
then wait, shit, bro, calm down. Anyways, and then for the other stuff, I believe is narrowly consistent that he doesn't hold back like that. So we can move on.
170. I mean, you can think that. What's it called? I would just like to say that author's gone, so I don't know what we're gonna do about this.
Yeah, that's why we're going to stop the debate, because you clearly can't continue without permabusing, my nigga. Like, what the fuck?
You said the in character thing. I don't know what that really does for you.